We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Paris 2024 Olympics opened with a vibrant, inclusive ceremony by queer director Thomas Jolly featuring drag queens and diverse performances, including one by Lady Gaga.
Gilead's Phase 3 trial reveals Lenacapavir's 100% efficacy in HIV prevention, outperforming daily PrEP with high adherence rates.
Kamala Harris swiftly emerges as the Democratic nominee, championing LGBTQ rights and raising $200 million in her campaign's first week. It's a historic feat.
Grimes supports Musk's trans daughter, Vivian, by countering his controversial comments about the woke mind virus.
Conservative Mike Howell faces backlash after his 2012 photo goes viral. The photo shows him.
Messed up your mic, Edward.
Oh.
Yep.
What happened to my mic?
Good, because I couldn't pronounce championing.
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 Shows him with a friend dressed in full drag.
Okay, now I got it.
Now you got me? Okay.
Red, yellow letter.
Wow. I'm in a new chair and I screwed everything up.
Like, if Edward isn't loud enough, you really couldn't hear him? We probably could hear him without the mic. We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Paris 2024 Olympics opened with a vibrant, inclusive ceremony by queer director Thomas Jolly featuring drag queens and diverse performances, including one by Lady Gaga.
Gilead's Phase 3 trial reveals Lenacapavir's 100% efficacy in HIV prevention, outperforming daily PrEP with high adherence rates.
Kamala Harris swiftly emerges as the Democratic nominee, championing LGBTQ rights and raising $200 million in her campaign's first week. It is a historic feat.
Grimes supports Musk's trans daughter, Vivian, by countering his controversial comments about the woke mind virus.
Conservative Mike Howell faces backlash after his 2012 photo goes viral. The photo shows him with a friend dressed in full drag.
This is going to be a great show. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, that we have had more than 9 million views thanks to you. It is Monday, July 29th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will see it and hear it.
Hot Spots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus nonprofit media companies in America, Hot Spots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
That's right, Edward, and let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome Ryan Hurst. I missed that face. I love that face. Ryan Hurst.
Love you too.
Oh, I love you. He's the director of individual giving for the National LGBTQ Task Force, one of the world's largest and most important LGBTQ plus social justice organizations. Welcome back, Ryan. What's going on?
I am just excited excited to be here, Faye. We are so excited. We've got the National LGBTQ Task Force Gala coming up on October 19th. You can get tickets right now at taskforcegala.org.
Yes, I love the gala. You know, I go to many galas, but my Task Force Gala is my favorite. And that's hard to say, okay? It just really is. The diversity, the amount of people, the entertainment, I mean, the value, the food.
Food is amazing.
The food is delicious.
I'm a big fan of food.
Okay, I'm a big fan of food too. Next up, let's meet my other brother. That's Von Biggs. He's from Broward County HIV Health Services Planning Council's vice chair and disruptive advocate. Yes. Challenging outdated perceptions and fighting for HIV/AIDS rights wherever he goes. As Holy Cross's Health's community outreach coordinator, Vaughn smashes stigma through innovative campaigns and social media. Vaughn, you're attending Prideline's Queer Ferno on August 17th. Lady Bunny's also going to be there, I heard. Tell me what's happening.
That's right. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. So I'm super excited for this event, August 17th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. at the Coral Gables, in Coral Gables.
In the country club.
Yeah, the country club. Yeah. So get ready for a night of disco magic and legendary honorees. Prepare to immerse yourself in the evening of glitter, glamour, and unapologetic celebration. And what better way than with one of the many honorees that night? The national icon honoree, Lady Bunny herself. Her presence promises nothing short of iconic, but she accepts the nation's Icons Honoree Award. We will see you there, and dress disco chic, because we're going to be watching.
Disco chic. I love it. Go get your tickets right now at pridelines.org. Next up, let's welcome Alex Morash. Alex has written for The Advocate and served as editor-in-chief of Options magazine. He has also served as media director of the National LGBTQ Task Force and press secretary for the Florida Democratic Party. Welcome back, Alex. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm well. Thank you for having me back.
You look great. Great haircut.
Thank you. Oh, I know. It's amazing what you can find at Jude's Barber in Wilton Manors these days.
Well, I'm happy to have you back, honey. I adore you. Next up, let's welcome Edward Otto Zielke. From a successful career in financial marketing to his current role as the director of marketing and sponsorship for the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, Edward's journey is marked by so many accolades and achievements. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida is one of the world's largest and most important LGBTQ plus cultural arts organizations, and we love them, and they're hot. Edward, season 15 auditions for the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida are almost here, right? They're going to happen at Sunshine Cathedral. Tell me what's happening and when.
Can you believe it's actually now 15 years that the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida has been here? It's so exciting. We're celebrating our 15th anniversary. So yes, we're having auditions. Our first audition date is August 10th at 1 p.m. at Sunshine Cathedral. We've been there for 15 years. It's been our rehearsal home away from home. So we're so grateful to them. And did you know that you don't have to be gay or bi or even male to actually audition and be a part of the organization?
It's wonderful.
You know, we definitely, you know, there's different roles for everybody. We do accept singers that are not, that are on any part of the LGBTQ plus spectrum. So definitely go to our website and check out our information, and definitely register for the auditions as well.
Okay, so if you think you're a good singer because your partner told you can sing, right? Or you sing in the shower.
Yes.
Or you sing in the car very loud. Do you have what it takes to go audition for the Gay Men's Chorus?
Possible, but that decision we leave to Gabe, who's the artistic director.
Ooh, and Gabe could be a tough one,
and
man.
Gabe is definitely, you know, his musicianship on the excellence this year, he is raising the bar, and he's definitely going to be looking for those people who can really, you know, just put in the time and the work that is needed for this, because we just got back from Minneapolis, and we had a wonderful experience there representing our chorus there amongst all the other LGBTQ plus choruses. So, you know, he's got to see some of the, you know, the really top ones like San Francisco and LA and stuff. So, you know, it's really put a, you know, a good fire under him. So expect a lot of great things.
But he's a
here.
stickler when it comes to detail and perfection. And like, don't let the hot face and the perfect hair fool you. Gabe Salazar is like, his eye, when he gets in that role, when he is director, you can't talk to him about RuPaul's Drag Race or anything else.
No.
Like, he is foie.
And he's so well respected amongst, you know, everybody in the organization. You know, everybody just loves him. So we're so grateful for him. And and of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. Yeah. She is legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of the FayWhat Show on Mondays on Hotspots Happening Out. Faye Blockfest Splash Red Edition is on September 1 at the Easton. Tell me what's happening.
Yes, calling all flockers. Yes, I said flockers, all right? Don't miss out on the hottest pool party of the year, Flockfest Splash Red Edition. Join us on Sunday, September 1st for an epic tea dance from 12 to 5 p.m. with beats by DJ Jace M. I love him. He is adorable. All right, so come on over, soak up the sun, and dance the day away at the Easton in Fort Lauderdale. The party's on the 9th floor rooftop pool overlooking the beautiful downtown Fort Lauderdale skyline. This is a 21 and over event, so don't forget your ID, stick it in your pocket or in your shoe. You know how that goes. Get your tickets now and get ready to make a splash. Get on over to flockfestevents.org. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Monday, July 29th, 2024. First, let's start with breaking news. Queer News Tonight will broadcast from Machu Picchu, and you're invited. Last year, Queer News Tonight made history broadcasting the world's only LGBTQ plus daily evening news show at the Gaza pyramids in Egypt, at the top of the Acropolis in Athens, and so many other iconic locations. Well, today, Peru Rail and the National Tourist Office of Peru announced they will host Hotspots Happening Out's Queer News Tonight at Machu Picchu. It will be a first in LGBTQ plus history. The 10-day LGBTQ television project will depart on September 17th, 2025. And with the incredible news, special arrangements have been made for you to join the historic trip. The 10-day trip is just $1,998. Pay attention, because you are joining Queer News Tonight. Special benefits are being offered to you as the show's guests. It's a BOGO, baby. Buy one, get one free. The first passenger pays $1,998. And the second guest goes free, gratis, baby. That means each guest pays just $999 if you want to split it. I'm just going to be the plus one, so I go free, all right? And it includes all the transfers, first class or deluxe hotels, most meals, free airfare in Peru, comprehensive sightseeing, and a whole lot more. The trip will be 4 nights in Lima, 3 nights at the top of the Andes in the Inca capital of Cusco, and 2 nights in legendary Machu Picchu. And did we mention Peru Rail? The trip offers 4 different train journeys from Cusco and the Sacred Valley to the lost city of the Incas. There's just one catch. The trip was just announced today, and half of all the space filled has happened in the first day of announcement. So get more information at our nonprofit Happening Out Travel Club. Here's a preview.
Hi, everyone. It's Kamala Harris. Each day,
Exciting. Now, let's queer up the worldview. Opening weekend of the Paris 2024 Olympics is inclusive and fashion forward. The Paris 2024 Olympic Games kicked off this weekend with an opening ceremony designed by queer artistic director Thomas Jolly, who aimed to make the event the most inclusive in history. In his vision to ensure everyone felt represented, Jolly included diverse elements from drag queens to a vibrant runway on a bridge over the Seine. However, one segment featuring drag queens and dancers around the long table faced backlash for its resemblance to Da Vinci's The Last Supper. Critics included Elon Musk, Piers Morgan, and Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker. Jolly defended the performance, explaining it as a pagan celebration connected to the gods of Olympus. The runway segment on a bridge showcased an array of diverse talents, including Drag Race star Nikki Doll, Paloma, Piche, and legendaries Giselle Palmer. As the celebration moved forward, queer favorite pop icon Lady Gaga added to the ceremony's allure with a stunning performance, and she looked beautiful. She delivered a glitzy rendition of Renee Jean Marie's Montreux and Plume, and concluded with a captivating piano number. The Boat Parade of Nations also dazzled with eye-catching costumes. When Team USA arrived, the worldwide audience was surprised with a special performance with Team USA. Speaking of the teams, our top team uniform fashion picks include Team Haiti, Team Mongolia, Team Chinese Taipei, Czech Republic, Team Philippines, Team France, Team Turkey, Team Mexico, Team Australia, and Team USA. The largest number of LGBTQ athletes are competing, and this is just the beginning of an exciting Olympic Games set to conclude on August 11th. You know, I was super excited about watching the opening ceremonies. I knew that Jolly was going to be the one behind it, so I knew there was going to be some queer magic aspect to it. I just didn't know how they were going to pull it off, right? You know, I saw drag queens at the front row of a fashion show. That's what I saw, and I'm queer, right? But that is not what social media and the right wing saw. All I saw online was blasphemy and how dare they do this, and it's the Last Supper, and it's, you know, how, you know, and it was all right-wing Christians getting super mad that I noticed, you know? The people with just some flair of love of just the outstanding fabulousness that the queer community is, we were all like, yep, we got that point, we loved that. You know, we loved Lady Gaga, we loved Celine Dion, that was amazing also. I thought that Mr. Jolly did exactly what he wanted. He showed beauty, he showed inclusivity, he showed people things that they might have not seen before on this grand stage. Do you agree?
Yeah. I learned, the fun thing with the opening ceremony was we also learned things, you know? Like, there was the Assassin's Creed, like the Assassin's Creed character that was running around. I did not know that the company that makes Assassin's Creed, they're based in France, and that's why they were doing that. And, you know, Lady Gaga and Celine were amazing.
Yes.
The only thing I will critique this time of the Olympics, now I always like to throw something against the Olympics.
You knew, I knew Alex. I knew because Alex was way too happy today, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, he's gonna hate something. Wait, what is it?
I loved most of Ralph Lauren's look, but those jeans, way too 80s washed out. Like, come on, Ralph, put them in good pants for the love of God. Or a very cute short, something better than those jeans.
The acid wash ones from the 90s or whatever. Vaughn, what were your thoughts?
My
on
thoughts
opening
are,
ceremony?
well, when we start hearing about them talking about drag queens and that, you know, and we look at other countries are very inclusive compared to us. So sometimes we have to sit back. It's not happening in our country. This is in another country. Get over it.
Right?
You know, I think art should inspire curiosity and conversation. I think that's exactly what was accomplished. When I originally saw it myself, I did not think Last Supper, but, you know, seeing the blowback to it, it made me curious, like, what they're going for? No, it was inspired by a Dionysian feast, by a painting by a French artist that was depicting Greek gods, and that's where, you know, Greece is the origin of the Olympics.
Of the Olympics, yes.
That just makes total sense.
Yeah.
It was smart. It was creative. You know, I think the people that are looking to be outraged by something always find something to be outraged. Harrison Butthurt, I know he's very upset by it. Piers Morgan's always crying about something.
He's always upset about something.
So,
yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I thought it was beautiful. I, for one, you know, I'm not big into sports and stuff like that. I'm not that lesbian, Alex, okay, now, so you know, because he called me Butch the other day. Anyway, we'll get into that some other time. But the Olympics and the amount of out athletes makes me want to support them and watch. Does anybody else feel that way also?
I absolutely do. The more representation that we have in any sport or any type of like this is definitely a plus for us. And, you know, I also watched the opening ceremonies too. And I also thought it was a fashion runway. And I thought, wow, this is really unique. And, you know, and I didn't think much of it until all of a sudden you start hearing all of the negative comments from those type of people. And it's like, you know, it just takes one or two, you know, negative Nellies in this world to just, you know, throw a log into that fire of hate, you know,
and make it ugly, and make it ugly. And, you know, and the fact that those two people egg on hundreds of others. A lot of people that were getting mad at my post hadn't even seen the opening ceremony. Edward, like, you're just going to get mad to get mad, right? Oh, those queer things, they're always trying to throw queer everywhere, you know, and just getting mad to get mad. How about you watch it?
Yeah.
Wow. All right, what's next? We'll be watching the Olympics for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Next, let's queer up health. New drug Lenacapavir shows 100% efficacy in phase 3 HIV trial. In HIV news, Gilead Sciences has unveiled impressive results from its phase 3 Purpose 1 trial, highlighting Lenacapavir's potential as a breakthrough in HIV prevention. The data presented at the 25th International AIDS Conference in Munich and published in the New England Journal of Medicine demonstrated that the twice-yearly injectable HIV capsid inhibitor achieved 0 infections among participants, marking 100% efficacy. Lenacapavir outperformed the once-daily oral PrEP Truvada, showing superior prevention capabilities. The trial also underscored high adherence rates to Lenacapavir, contrasting with lower adherence to daily oral PrEP. Linda Gale Becker, director of the Desmond Tutu HIV Center, praised the results, noting that Lenacapavir could significantly enhance PrEP uptake and persistence, potentially reducing HIV rates in response. Gilead is focusing on rapid regulatory approval and access to strategies to address HIV in high-incident, resource-limited regions. The Independent Data Monitoring Committee has recommending ending the blind phase, allowing over 840 of the participants to switch to Lenacapavir. For the LGBTQ+ community, this represents a groundbreaking achievement in HIV prevention, offering a highly effective and discreet option. This news will have dramatic effects on HIV prevention in the LGBTQ+ community. So this is really exciting news for me, the fight to end HIV epidemic. The study has shown remarkable progress, particularly among cisgender women, because all trials with before that were conducted were not for cisgender women, and therefore for a long time they were not able to get PrEP. And so this was in cisgender women, adolescents aged 16 to 25. The study involved 5,300 participants across 25 sites in South Africa and 3 sites in Uganda. In the groundbreaking result, there were 0 incident cases of HIV infection among the 2,134 women in Lenacapavir group. The Truvada group saw 16 incident cases among 1,068 women, while the Descovy group had 39 incident cases among 2,136 women. One of the most groundbreaking aspects of this study is the potential for an injection every 6 months, which could significantly improve adherence and help individuals stay protected from acquiring HIV. This long-acting injectable form, Lenacapavir, is a promising solution to those who struggle with daily medication regimens. Looking ahead, Gilead is anticipating results from another pivotal trial, Purpose 2, expected in late 2024 for early 2025. The trial is assessing the effectiveness of twice-yearly Lenacapavir for PrEP among cisgender men who have sex with men, transgender women, and gender non-binary individuals who have sex with partners assigned male at birth. The study spans multiple countries, including Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, Peru, South Africa, Thailand, and the United States. Stay tuned for more updates for this promising development in HIV prevention.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's
stuff.
amazing.
And what I was thinking was that you answered my question was, okay, so now this has been studied with women, but would it be used for men?
Right.
You know,
Right.
I have someone very close to me who is a psych certified nurse, and she finds that in our community it's very hard to get people to come in and get the meds that they need. You know, like, I mean, you know,
Right.
you need a med to take it every day, and it's hard for us to do that.
Right.
So to have this option, you know, LGBTQ plus people are living and thriving with AIDS and HIV, you know, but to be able to just get 2 shots a year, like that would be, wow, that would be incredible.
Right. I'm hoping, and of course looking forward to, hopefully that's what's going to happen with our HIV treatments. Eventually that will become long acting as well, to where, just imagine if we could end the HIV epidemic so
in our lifetime.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's so wonderful to hear that. You know,
Right.
I just think about, you know, all the times and the people that I knew that have passed from HIV and AIDS. And you know, it's so wonderful that it's in my lifetime that I'm seeing such amazing progress. I think within the last decade or so, like there's just been so much advancement and you know, support for this. So I'm really very happy and blessed to see this all.
You know, it does sound very good, but unfortunately, whenever we talk about Gilead, there's always additional questions about their company's actions. Gilead, you know, got under a lot of controversy a few years ago for, did they slowball the drug after Truvada because they were waiting for the patent on that to end or not? That was the controversy they advocated. So of course, I'm glad to see that they wanted to move very quickly on this. How long have they been working on this drug? Did they know about this prior and decide to slowball it? What are they going to charge people? We'll talk about compliance. Like I get taking a pill every day is very hard to comply. And this is a really positive, smart move.
Yeah.
But are they going to be trying to price it at a certain level that's unfair? And like, did the U.S. government help pay for the research that the U.S. government tends to do? Like, how is Gilead going to actually act, both within the United States and globally? Because they do have a responsibility to really start eliminating this virus in a way that this drug could truly do. It sounds like it's amazing.
Yeah. It could give people their life back.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Ryan, what's next?
All right, let's queer up politics. Kamala Harris's presidential campaign witnesses a historic first week. In what is shaping up to be one of the most extraordinary weeks in American presidential campaign history, Vice President Kamala Harris has surged to prominence as the presumptive Democratic nominee. Just a week ago, Harris was not running for president, but a whirlwind of activity and rapid delegate acquisition has vaulted her to the forefront of the race. In just 48 hours, Harris secured the necessary delegates to be elected by the Democratic National Committee, a feat that has galvanized her campaign. On July 23rd, she kicked off her campaign with a rally featuring lesbian Senator Tammy Baldwin in Wisconsin and a strong embrace of LGBTQ rights. Her campaign's inclusive spirit continued with the release of her debut ad on July 25th. Harris's campaign released its first ad featuring a vibrant display of pride flags and a stirring message set to Beyoncé's Freedom, which Beyoncé had granted permission to use just for Harris. Her campaign also managed to shatter records, raising an unprecedented $200 million in its first week. Then, on July 26, addressing the American Federation of Teachers Convention, Harris criticized Florida's Don't Say Gay law, highlighting the adverse effects of such anti-LGBTQ policies on educators and students. She declared, quote, "We are in the fight for our most fundamental freedoms." Talking about the far-right attack on democratic values, she said, "And to this room of leaders, I say, bring it on." She ended her first week on a high note as Harris made a historic cameo on the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 9, marking the first appearance of a presidential candidate and sitting vice president on the show. The last week of remarkable achievements underscores Harris's launch of her presidential campaign. With 100 days before the election, it was a history-making week.
Hi everyone, it's Kamala Harris. Each day we are seeing our rights and freedoms under attack, including the right of everyone to be who they are, love who they love, openly and with pride. So as we fight back against these attacks, let's all remember, no one is alone. We are all in this together, and your vote is your power. So please make sure your voice is heard this November and register to vote at vote.gov.
Can I get an amen?
Amen! Now on with the show.
And remember, you better vote.
That was such an incredible and exciting appearance. I love seeing Kamala Harris come on RuPaul's Drag Race, come and speak to our community and do that. I've got to tell you all, I am totally coconut pilled. I love Kamala Harris. I'm loving this rollout of the campaign. Her campaign is absolutely historic. And I was telling you before the show, the National LGBTQ Task Force Action Fund, or as we like to call it, the Task Force AF, made the unprecedented decision to endorse Kamala Harris for president.
Wow.
The Task Force AF's first endorsement of a presidential candidate in 50 years since 1973.
Wow. That is huge.
It is. It's absolutely huge. Her record on LGBTQ support for our community is unquestionable. And I think that's why you're seeing communities all over the nation, but especially the LGBTQ community, really rally and get behind her. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, she's had quite a week, right? Like, just like we said in the story, a week ago, she wasn't running. Like, that's how crazy. Let that set in, you know? I am a childless cat lady, right? And I'm all about it. And I'm all, keep on talking shit about us because we're eating it and we're using it to our benefit, you know? The amount of money that she has raised in a week is outstanding, you know? I was blessed to be on the Out for Kamala HRC call last week, and it was just 3 hours of fundraising, and we weren't stopping. Then I got on the Latina Women for Kamala call, and I got on another call, you know, and that's what we should all be doing. And they're going out and they're talking to us. They're making us feel seen. They're saying, okay, all that crap from before, we're starting something fresh. Kamala keeps on talking about the future, and I believe her. You know, that's what a candidate always talks about, right? The future. But for whatever reason, the last candidates have made me always feel that the future doesn't include me and my people. You know, and it doesn't feel that way with Kamala.
That's sort of the amazing thing with Kamala. You know, I know viewers are like, Alex, you're going to dissect everything that's wrong with her. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, she's doing everything right at the moment. She's up 7 points with young people. She's up with Latinos. She's up with black voters. I see everything on TikTok now is Charlie B's Apple with Kamala Harris. Like, she has a very likable, memeable quality about her that I think is going to do really well. I think the only thing that she has going against her isn't even her. It's the fact that Joe Biden took so long to hand over the reins. And, you know, I have a feeling she'll probably win. Like, you know, thinking a week ago, it looked like the Democrats had no shot at all. Yeah, and now it looks like they could win all sorts of things.
Yeah.
If she doesn't win, the only reason why she doesn't win is Joe Biden. Joe Biden would be the only reason. You know, hearing it now.
Here, you heard him say
November 5th, I'll be going after Joe Biden if she isn't the winner.
Okay, and I know you will. You know, we're in Florida and we're in a very red state, and it is what it is, right? But the Villages, okay, the Villages is an area here in Florida that is predominantly rich, retired white people. Okay, let's be real about it. And it's been a Trump place for the last 8 years, you know, and they had a golf carts for Kamala event over the weekend where 500 carts were out in full force representing Kamala Harris for president.
Yep.
Like, take that in. I get chills. That was it's extraordinary. That would never happen.
I feel like the whole country now is just breathing a sigh of relief because we finally have a little bit of normalcy going on. You know, we have somebody that's really just speaking to every demographic. She's touching every base. She's utilizing everything in terms of social media and marketing, touching
TikTok,
every generation. And she's doing Zoom. She's doing everything that she can. She's got every resource, and she's one hell of a smart lady.
She really is.
I'm joining White Dudes for Harris tonight. I can't wait for that for everybody. And I'm so glad you mentioned the Out for Harris call. I mean, how quickly our community came together. HRC, Task Force Action Fund, all of these organizations, and it's happening organically. Whether it's White Dudes for Harris, Out for Harris, Black Women for Harris, Black Men for Harris. These are grassroots organizers that are saying, we need to come together. We've got 100 days to win this election, and we're going to do it.
And we're going to do it.
And Florida is much more in play now than people realize. You know, you were talking about the Villages, and I know the Villages Democratic Committee, wonderful group of people that work, but also the Florida Dems got more new volunteers than any other swing state in America. Over 7,500 people they put on the internet about that.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there, and that's a huge difference from like the last campaign, presidential Democratic campaign, a month ago, whose campaign chair said, "Oh, Florida's not a swing state." Like, it is actually a swing state. There's going to be a huge amount of support for her. just like there was a lot of support here for someone named Andrew Gillum, who we all might remember, like people with a fun energy who's not afraid to like challenge our concepts of like what it means to be American and to really show a more diverse. That does so much better in Florida than people realize.
Right? It's happening. That shift is happening. Please listen to what Alex is saying. I have friends who have said from the beginning, I'm not even going to go vote because what's the point? My vote doesn't matter here in Florida. If I lived somewhere else, I would make it a point. But here, it's a lost vote. It's not. There's a huge shift going on. Just your representation of going to the polls and casting your vote matters, and you need to do it. Look, if it makes you feel any better, Trump doesn't want to debate her because he's afraid, all right? He's afraid she's going to wipe the floor with him, all right? If that doesn't push you to vote, I don't know what will. I'm excited. Is anybody else excited?
I'm thrilled.
I think what I like is the age. You know, and we've talked about that a lot, you know, about President Biden and Trump and their age. And it's like, you know, she's younger and she's got that fresh connection to a younger generation. And that's what we need, because at the end of the day, it's our younger generation that's going to be leading this country.
Completely. And,
right?
And nobody's talking shit now about Trump being the older one, right? No one's saying anything now, right?
Oh, I'll say it. He's way too old. All right, we got to get to the next story. But people don't realize Donald Trump today is older than Ronald Reagan when Ronald Reagan left office after his second term.
Wow.
That is how old that man is. So, and you know, speaking of young people, Kamala could pick. I know some guy named Pete, but you know, next we should probably queer up trans rights.
There's a plug.
Next, let's queer up trans rights. Musk's ex Grimes defends his trans daughter Vivian. Elon Musk's ex has publicly supported his transgender daughter Vivian Wilson, who now goes by Vilanius on social media. This support follows Musk's controversial comments where he claimed Vivian was killed by the woke mind virus. Musk was talking to Jordan Peterson when he said, I lost my son, essentially. They call it dead naming for a reason. The reason is your son is dead. My son is dead. Killed by the woke mind virus. I vowed to destroy the woke mind virus after that. After this comment by Musk, Grimes, a comedian musician who shares 3 children with Musk, took to Twitter to declare, I love and am forever endlessly proud of Vivian. Her tweet has garnered over 3 million views and 85,000 likes. In response to critics arguing against gender transition, Grimes said, God gave us hands to build cathedrals, rocks to the moon. It's clearly divine to make use of God's greatest gift to humanity, which is creativity. Grimes previously claimed that she and Musk had extensive discussions following his series of anti-trans tweets in 2023. Musk's hateful comment also received a reply from his daughter, Wilson, who took to threads to address the comment. She said, last time I checked, I'm indeed not dead. I look pretty good for a dead bitch. First and foremost, Vivian sounds like an amazing and very sweet and smart person, unlike her father. You know, he has been an absolute disgrace. As someone who used to be very involved in Twitter, I used to be one of those blue check mark people back when you didn't pay for it. Oh, yeah. But, like, he's destroyed that company. And he's trying to destroy Tesla, which I'm very upset about because I have one of those cars and I want to make sure that that company will be existing.
You have a Tesla? Repair. That is like so anti-you. Like everything that you stand for, everything that you stand for and everything that you talk about would not go with. I was about to talk to gays that have Teslas. I was literally about to say that because I know a few and it's like, no, get a better car. Don't drive that shit. It's going to blow up on you anyway.
It's not going to blow up, but like I also bought it before he went crazy. It's like, what am I supposed to now do with an underwater car payment? Like the car I have. But like seriously, his statements towards her are just so hateful, so completely out of whack. And the way he's led his life in so many different areas, it's absolutely disgusting to watch.
You know, and I know he's got like 15 kids. I get it, you know, but that's your daughter, right? So you're that is your child. That is your child, you know. And this woman, his ex, we all have exes, right? We all have exes that we're like, damn, he caught me at the right time because I would have never dated that fool now, right? And, you know, and this woman is probably thinking that, like, man, I made a mistake, but I made 3 beautiful children that I love and adore, and I'm going to help bring them into this better world. But this better world has Elon Musk in it, who's trying to make it worse for people like us, you know? That child, you know, she's not a child, but she's a brave soul, like you said, you know? She doesn't have to go out on social media and put all her stuff on blast,
Right. No.
but she doesn't. Why does she do it? She does it for our community.
Right.
I mean, she kind of feels like she has to now at this point. I mean, how awful is that to have a parent that is just not supportive of you,
Right.
and that you have to use that as your vehicle of voice to move forward? You know, that is something that I didn't have a relationship with my own father, so that kind of speaks to me. You know, it wasn't around being gay, but you know, it on some level it hurts them. You know, it hurts somebody like that, and so you know, I just wonder why somebody. And her father as in somebody in power and somebody that has a lot of money and has a vehicle like X, which by the way, I did cancel my subscription to because of all of this. I wonder why, you know, he doesn't use this platform to do something better. I feel like he's been taking this platform and just really dismantling it and just using it for his own personal agenda
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah. And when he turned it,
it's becoming a vehicle where you're really just not comfortable around like hearing good news or any type of good things around it.
when he allowed people to be homophobic, transphobic, and be racist, all right, on X was when FayWhat said peace.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, look, there's not a single LGBTQ person who does not know the fear of possibly being rejected by a parent.
Yeah.
That's something all of us
Across the
go
board.
through when we're young, is worried about what are my parents going to think when they know who I really am.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that that Vivian has had to go through that experience and has had to do that so publicly. So like, bravo to her for, you know, taking it on the shoulder and saying her piece. You know, it's not the woke mind virus that's infecting people or destroying humanity. It's hatred. It's that kind of hatred and rejection, othering of people that destroys humanity, that's destroying families and relationships.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Vivian, you're a badass.
yeah.
A hero.
Next, let's queer up drag culture. Leaked picture exposes hypocrisy as Project 2025 author Mike Howell in drag. Mike Howell, who is the executive director of the ultra-conservative Heritage Foundation's Oversight Project, is facing criticism for hypocrisy over The Advocate uncovered a photo of him in drag. Howell was seen in a 2012 Yelp photo with a friend dressed in full drag, and the caption reads, "The good doctor with his lost wife." Howell has been a prominent advocate for the Republican Project 2025 agenda aimed at embedding Trumpism into government. He has been a staunch critic of drag culture and LGBTQ plus rights. His oversight project is responsible for scrutinizing the Biden administration and fueling controversial claims, and has voiced against drag queen story hours and transgender rights. However, this recent revelation contrasts sharply with Howell's public stance against drag culture, raising questions about his authenticity. When The Advocate reached out for a comment, Howell acknowledged both the photo's authenticity and the Yelp account and sarcastically commented, "Congratulations on your discovery of Halloween and the satirical Yelp account. I am guilty of enjoying the spirit of mischief that makes Halloween so special." Well, he's definitely he's a sanctimonious humbug. Yeah, humbug rather. You know, I tried to look him up and tried to see if there was any type of validity, you know, and his website is more or less a blog. You know, he's got a LinkedIn page, he's got an X page, you know, but that's really all you really will give is more or less, you know, what he puts out there for you. So I really don't hold any of his, you know, comments or even this Project 2025 in any regard, you know, so it's just crap.
It's hard to think about how terrified I am about Project 2025 and this really bad drag picture. right? It's hard to put those two together while we're having this conversation, right?
Yeah.
First of all, let's not call that drag because we've got real drag down here.
you.
And that is disrespectful to all the drag queens and drag kings who work and at their craft. That's the worst drag I've ever seen in life, all right?
That's Ronald McDonald.
That's
His grandmother.
I don't even know what that is, right? You know, but the reality is that the right is full of hypocrisy, right? Trump is full of hypocrisy. They live on hypocrisy. They say one thing and they do another thing, right? It's say as I say and not as I do ever in anything. You know, we're going to be seeing a lot of things like this come out, and it's like, you know, they just, I mean, it's like we're used to the hypocrisy. We know that they're full of shit.
Right.
You know, everybody has Halloween. Everybody has dressed in drag. Yet they turn around and then have to fault drag. And there's drag bans. When it comes to the fact that drag is the foundation of LGBTQ. You know, when we threw that first brick in 1969, drag queens were at the front of the charge, and they still are today.
Right. Yes,
You know, they go towards drag queens because they know that's where they can hurt us, right? You know, we're going to see more of this. Mike Howell, you disgust me. And like, you know, you're just a sad old white cisgendered man that like don't even understand the privilege that you have and that you hold and how many people you affect with that garbage that you wrote of Project 2025.
So the thing with Howell's comments that I found very fascinating is if you actually take a minute to read Project 2025, you know, they view all imagery of drag as pornography, and they say specifically in it, pornography should not only be outlawed, but the people that create or distribute that pornography should be jailed. So according to his own website, he has committed a criminal act that is so offensive that his own group thinks that teachers who commit the distributing drag photos, which it also specifically cites again, drag photos and that, should be registered sex offenders. So this man has committed, according to his own document, a sex offense. And I would like to know, does he actually not take his own document seriously? Does he not understand the crime, according to his document, he's committed? He thinks it's glib. Like, I don't think they're going to enact it in such a glib way.
It doesn't pertain to him, Al.
No.
Vaughn?
No.
Vaughn's like, I know drag too, and that's not good drag, all right?
No, not at all.
Right?
Not at all.
I mean, a white male Republican was caught doing something gay. Color me surprised.
Right.
Like, he's probably the reason that Grindr crashed during the RNC. Like, what do you would say to that?
Well, we'll stay tuned to see if more drag photos arise of Mr. Howell. Better drag, maybe.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up the world view. Ghana's Supreme Court upholds gay sex ban. Ghana's Supreme Court upheld a 60-year-old law criminalizing same-sex relations, dismissing the challenge to the ban. Under the 1960 Criminal Code, same-sex sexual activity is deemed, quote, a natural carnal knowledge, unquote, punishable by up to 3 years in prison. The court is also deliberating on the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill, which proposes harsher penalties and increased crackdowns on those promoting LGBTQ plus identities. The bill awaits President Nana Akufo-Addo's approval and determine its constitutionality. Okay. We must stand in solidarity with our LGBTQ plus siblings in the world, advocating for their rights and their safety. And all I can say at the end of the day is love is love. Yeah. And everyone, we have to have diversity in this country and in the world. And we do in most cases. So we have to stand in support of them. But it's unfortunate to see all this.
I believe in the power of prayer. I do, and I don't think it's a bad thing to send good vibes over to our queer siblings over in Ghana. We forget about, we have it tough. I'm not going to lie here, right? Everybody thinks that the U.S. is the land of the free and the brave and all that, right? But we have to remember that our siblings in other countries have it worse sometimes. Right. 60 years.
Yeah.
And
we're still battling.
We can do something about it. Support organizations like Outright International that are working to help LGBTQ people around the world.
Yeah.
Amen.
Ryan's taking my line. Goodness. In all seriousness, we really sometimes forget that we do have troubles here, but there's other people struggling around the world, and we really should be trying our best to support these organizations.
Absolutely. All right, next let's queer up politics. Resurfaced clip of Kamala Harris ordering a clerk to restart gay marriages goes viral. A viral clip has resurfaced showing Vice President Kamala Harris instructing a clerk to begin issuing same-sex marriages after Proposition 8 was overturned. The phone call you are going to see was made minutes after the same-sex marriage ban was overturned. The clip, from Harris's time as San Francisco County District Attorney, came before she became California's Attorney General. The resurfaced video is gaining traction online as Harris celebrated her Democratic presidential nomination.
This is her telling LA that... Hi, is this the clerk in Los Angeles? This is Kamala Harris. You must start marriages immediately. You must start the marriages immediately. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. Have a good day and enjoy it. It's going to be fun.
Look, she has been with us from way back in the day when a lot of other people weren't with us. The video speaks for itself.
Yeah, what a moment to capture, right? I love that this resurfaced, right? At that moment, it's like, nope, you got to get this shit started right now. No, the gays are waiting. Let's go. They're lining up right now. Let's go. I see boas. Let's go.
She has that virability. Like, it's seen time and time again. Though I will also say, I don't know how Hotspots keeps hacking into my For You page, because every time I see a really cool video, Hotspots always captures it on this show. Really good job.
What's next? LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up drag culture. Willam slams DragCon and World of Wonder once again. RuPaul's Drag Race star Willam spoke out after being escorted out of DragCon LA. She criticized the show's production company, World of Wonder, saying, quote, "There's a special spot in hell for people who can't take the truth being told on them, but I will ring out those truths like a bell," end quote. Willam, who was disqualified from season 4 of RuPaul's Drag Race, has since spent much of her career spilling tea about Drag Race and its production company.
Some gossip for you. Willam was with me the whole time, right? As soon as Willam left my side, they let me right in. Do you think it was shade towards Willam?
Probably, girl.
Because they were like, hold here, hold here, hold here. And then as soon as Willam stepped away, come on, Nicole, I was like,
I'm honestly kind of gagged Willam made it past security.
I am too, girl. I mean, her and Tyra, I think there's a notice at the door.
Not the notice at the door.
Girl, did you see their pictures at the security? These two.
Willam doesn't strike me as someone who likes to follow rules, all right? I mean, she was disqualified. I heard that she was disqualified for a conjugal visit or something like that, right? I saw her at an event in Miami Beach. I think it was for Food and Wine or something. And she was on stage also bitching about production and the music. And she made them start 3 times over, right? So, what is the common denominator in all this? You, Willam, you. I don't know.
It's exactly right. You know, I mean, this is what, 12 years going on now, and we're still talking about, you know, the negativity or the negative experiences of working with World of Wonder. And you know what, at some point you just have to get over it. You know, I mean, yes, maybe you weren't treated right, but I've seen them give ample opportunities for a lot of queens to come back into the show, into the franchise and do things. So maybe that's not what he wants to do or whatever, and that's fine. But, you know, if you have a platform, use your voice for something positive.
And you know what you're getting into with RuPaul's Drag Race at this point, right? What do you think?
I'm just going to be honest. I am always Team Willam. I've always loved her.
Okay.
And I am loving the myth. Like, I love
her too. In fact, you know, she stayed with us at the Grand Resort and Spa like many, many years ago when I was there managing it. And she's a wonderful person with Latrice Royale and, you know, wonderful people. Right. But yes, agreed. You know, sometimes they just want to sit there and, you know, hold on to a grudge, and sometimes you just got to let it go for your own sanity.
Part of the reason that drama continues because the YouTube, they're now dissecting the social and economic meanings of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
Someone made a good point. Like the first, like up to season 6 or 7, was much more personal stories oriented, and now it's very memey. Like they only care about getting a quick viral clip. Right. They don't have new stories as much. So come on, World of Wonder.
Okay, but Alex, would Willam be where they're at now if it wasn't for RuPaul's Drag Race?
That is the question one of should World of Wonder have that much power, but she was on TV before that.
Okay.
In Sex and the City.
And Boston Legal, or no, Boston, the high school version of Boston
But that just goes to show that, you know, she could have moved on from this and done something else with her career. And that also encompasses all of that too. So you have to take ownership sometimes.
Very true.
Sometimes when you're bitter, you can't let it go.
That's true. Bitter queens.
And we really kept it to 1 or 2 sentences per person.
Oh, we totally.
We love you, Willam.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. Daniel Craig is full-on queer character in new film. Daniel Craig is set to star in Luca Guadagnino's new film, Queer, portraying a queer character in a, quote, in a very direct and brave way, end quote. The film featuring, in quotes, full-on gay sex scenes will premiere at the Venice Film Festival from August 28 to September 7. Festival director Alberto Barbera praised Craig's performance, saying, "I think it's the performance of his life so far." The movie is an adaptation of William S. Burroughs' short novel. How do they know I always love talking about this sort of story? I'm like, yes, I can't wait to see whatever these crazy gay sex scenes are with Daniel Craig. Let's have a good time with it.
Right?
Sure. I'm up for it.
Listen, Daniel Craig is a daddy, okay? I'm all about it. Like, I'm looking forward to this, right? Wasn't he like a James Bond or something like that too?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
And a hot James Bond.
Yes. Gay sex. Give it to me. And there's the quote of the show. Right there. There's the quote of the show. Edward, what's next, my love?
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up students and youth culture. Broward School employee may keep her job after supporting her trans child. A Broward County's public schools employee, Jessica Norton, may keep her job after allowing her trans daughter to play on the school's volleyball team. Monarch High School put the coach on leave after discovering she violated the 2021 Fairness in Women's Sports Act. Superintendent Howard Hepburn recommended Norton's termination. However, the board opted to discuss suspensions and agreed to review previous legal violations by other employees over the last 5 years and compare punishments to determine the most appropriate course of action for this case. Well, the damage really has already been done because the girl had to withdraw from school.
Yeah.
So and now already the damage is done. So it's so sad, but good for mom. Standing up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For real.
That's the parents we need in this world.
You know, Mom, I have 2 words for you. I told you this the last time, civil suit. Okay, those are your 2 words, all right? I mean, they outed your child. They put your child in harm's way. Your child was not out at school. She had been living as her true, authentic self since she was like in 2nd or 3rd grade, okay? They put your daughter's life in danger. She had to completely leave a school. Everybody remembers high school years, right? To leave at that time when you're about to go to your junior prom and your senior prom and all of that. You stole that from her. Okay? Why you would want to stay in this school district is beyond me, Mom. You are Mom of the Year.
That is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring attention to them of the broader, to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, FayWhat, and on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Ryan Hurst, Vaughn Biggs, Alex Morash, Edward Otto Zielke. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And I would like to dedicate this broadcast to Anne Margaret, who we lost last week. You will forever be missed. To our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.
Good night.